Yeah, you were pretty young actually when you made the team.
Yeah, I was 14.
14. Tell us a little bit about that.
Just a little runt. I mean, I didn't really know anything about Paralympic sports until luckily one of my teammates and best friends now, his grandma, saw me skateboarding downtown Guelph when I was like 10 years old, and she ran across the street, and I thought she was gonna give me crap and get me in trouble, just like I always was running into. And she started asking me what kind of disabled sports I play, and immediately she's like, "Hey, you need to come to play wheelchair basketball and sledge hockey and all these things." And she would drive all the way into Guelph to pick me up, to take me to the practices. And Brad and I just fell in love with it, and from pushing each other all the time, we kind of both made the team at such a young age.
So did she have a connection with the team to get you there, or you just tried
No,
out when you
so
were 14?
there was no connection there, but her grandson, she adopted him at a very young age, was kind of thrown on her, and it was really cool. She had a choice to, be a 60-year-old woman with a disabled toddler in the house, and she could have just went through the motions, but she tried as hard as she could to make his life amazing, and in turn ended up just kind of spreading it to anyone that she could find. And she was one of the biggest proponents of disabled sports growing up, and it was pretty cool to see. And I mean, Brad and I would go to junior tournaments at 11, 12 years old and score 15 goals in a game, and I think people just kind of started paying attention.
That's crazy. So, like, you obviously must have went about. How'd you go? Tell us about the process of trying out and being discovered at such a young age. That must have been a lot, especially at that age.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I don't know. It's funny thinking about it. It was just something we did. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal to us. We wanted to get a tryout beforehand for the '98 Paralympic Games for Nagano. And, of course, we were like 13. They didn't want anything to do with us. And when we first got our tryouts, Peter Hambley was a coach of ours at the time, and he kept on being a bug in their ear and telling them that we need to come. And I remember I was doing wrestling, trying out for an OFSA team at grade 9, and I was in the 45 kilogram weight category. So I was tiny. I was such a small kid. And we got invited to our first tryouts in Montreal. And my dad on the way there was just telling me, he's like, find the biggest guy and hit him. Like, just make everyone see that you can play at that level. And, that I don't know, Brad and I have just such a good connection that whenever we played together, we'd do pretty good. So it, I guess, left a big enough impression in them that they brought us on.
And can we just backtrack to skateboarding a little bit?
Yeah.
How exactly did that work? Like, did your hands hurt?
No, so I use crutches,
Oh,
and I used crutches all through my childhood. It wasn't until I was older and my hips started disintegrating and legs that I started using the chair more. But I would push the skateboard with my crutches, and then when I would do a trick, I would basically kind of hold myself up with one crutch and do the trick. And I was going off stairs and handrails and everything. I was insane, yeah.
What? I can imagine now with social media the way that could go
Yeah,
viral.
I wish. We didn't even have obviously like cell phones with cameras or anything. I don't have any pictures of me skateboarding or anything. So when I tell my teammates, they're like, "Yeah, right."